last 50 years. So Taiwan is no stranger to these strong tropical storms, and this storm is no different. Above average, about 10 degrees or so. We'll see those showers come through. You'll notice the temperatures do go down below average, and we'll hold on to that trend throughout the rest of the week there on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. He's sweating actually about 2 liters of water overnight. They've been slamming into the mountains. That's helped to weaken the storm significantly. Can't get that inflow anymore, so the storm has, in other words, fallen apart. But I got out here, Ken Koski and Bruce Rowe from the Indiana Dunes State Park to tell us a little bit more about the Three Dunes Challenge. And Ken, I want to start with you. As we head out west, we're dealing with the heat. Dubai, 45 degrees, and your neighbors out to the west in Saudi Arabia could be approaching that 50-degree mark. Did some apple picking earlier, walked through the pumpkin patch a little bit, and I did manage to get myself an apple donut sundae, which are just so good. I did get a little carried away before coming on air here. We're talking the beginning of fall tomorrow, 70s across the board for the rest of the week. I'll have more on that in my full forecast. We will see those clouds begin to build in as that cold front approaches. By Thursday morning, clouds continue to build, and there you can see it. The showers and thunderstorms developing along that line begin to move in. Good afternoon, I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson here in the CNN Weather Center. This is what was Super Typhoon Napartak just before it made landfall in what meteorologists are calling the near-perfect storm. Check out this eye wall, which is so well defined you can actually see some of the cloud features inside the eye wall. And you can even see some of the convection here along the southern side and even the spiral bands. This is a classic textbook example of a very strong tropical system. Of course, that made landfall around 6:30 a.m. local time in Taiwan, wind speeds maxing out around 150 miles an hour or 240 kilometers per hour. And you'll notice here, can kind of preview a little bit on satellite and radar, that storm no longer has that defined eye wall or spiral bands. It has really fallen apart within the last 24 hours. And that's a great deal to the topography of the island country of Taiwan. You got 3,000 to 4,000 meter mountain ranges here in the backbone of the country that have really helped to tear apart the storm as it moved across over the last couple of hours. Going to take you right now through the wind speed history here. 240 kilometers per hour, that is the threshold to get to a super typhoon, and that's where we were when it made landfall yesterday. Now we're sitting at about 80 miles an hour or about 130 kilometers per hour, again, thanks in part to the topography, which has really weakened this storm significantly. Now sitting in the Strait of Taiwan, this is the track of the storm here in red. You'll notice that most of the storms that Taiwan has seen in the last 50 years, and we're just taking a look here at what we in the United States would call Category 4 to 5 typhoons or hurricanes, only 19 have made landfall in Taiwan in the last 50 years. Most of them happening in the northern part of the country. Taipei, the capital, seeing about 1, 2, 3 of these major typhoons in the last 50 years. So Taiwan is no stranger to these strong tropical storms, and this storm is no different. Now our sights are set on China. That's where the storm is going to be focusing next. And most of these regions here in the central and northern provinces have seen rainfall in the last 10 days that has exceeded 300 millimeters of rainfall. Here's 400 because of the monsoons, that front stalling along the northern provinces here. I'm going to keep my hand right here because this is where the rainfall is expected with Napartak, right there in the regions where we haven't seen that much rainfall. They haven't seen that much rainfall in about 3 to 4 weeks. So if there's any good news here, it's that these regions down to the south, that's where we're going to see the brunt of it in the next 24 hours. I'm going to take you now to some of the rainfall totals over the last 24 hours. Fuli Township here, 524 millimeters, 416 in the Guanshan Township. Okay, the eastern side of Taiwan seeing the brunt of the storm. You drop all this rain on 3,000, 4,000 meter mountains, the rain's got to go somewhere. So these eastern coastal communities really taking the brunt, inundated with rainfall, and we've seen some pretty impressive damage photos and videos on social media. We'll continue to track it over the next 24 to 36 hours as it makes landfall in China. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson in the CNN Weather Center.